I was raised by Eagle Scouts. Both my grandfathers were Eagle Scouts. My dad wasn't an Eagle Scout. He was a Life Scout, and he's kind of sour about that. But my uncle was an Eagle Scout. And family friends, they were all in the Scouts. So I was raised by this culture, basically, and I had never been able to do it until recently. And so when one of our family friends said, hey, they're starting a girl troop with our troop, maybe you should join it, I jumped at the chance. So we went ice fishing on Trillium Lake near Mount Hood, and it was on Trillium Lake. So you walk out there and they say it's 1.5 miles, but it's a half a mile to the start of the 1.5 miles. So it's 2 miles up and down hills in snowshoes. And so you get there and you walk out onto the middle of the lake, because there's about 6 inches of ice, then an inch of sleet, then about 4 inches of snow. And so it feels like you're on normal ground, but you're in the middle of Trillium Lake on Mount Hood. And so we get there and we use augers to drill through the snow, sleet, and ice. We get through and you just stick your lines in because the fish will come to you. They haven't eaten anything in months. And so it's easy pickings. And if you're in the middle of the lake, it's easy. And we just sat there, socially distanced, and just talked and just watched our lines.
If I wasn't involved in scouting, in my youth, I wouldn't be where I was today. And I want to make sure that the youth today have the same opportunities that I had, because let's be honest, when our kids grow up, the job market is going to be very slim and very specialized and very niche-y. And with scouting, I feel that teaches the youth so many life skills that they can apply to so many different jobs that who knows what that's going to look like in 10 years, but at least they'll have the training. Leadership is huge. I've always been a leader in all of my positions I've held at all the companies. It's crazy, like I get hired and then all of a sudden I'm a supervisor, then a manager, then a director, and so on, right? And I believe in the program so much. I didn't go to college. I thought I could apply my life skills and make it through life, and I did. And I feel, I just want to return that to the youth. So again, they can potentially be super successful if school's not for them, or a certain profession's not for them, but they can learn the leadership and just learn the life skills.
Service projects are a big part of the OA, and that we really needed to do a lot more of that. And because of COVID, being unable to really meet in person. We did a couple of meetings in the summer, but it was still a lot of fear and uncertainty. So I knew that service projects were also going to help youth advance and a good excuse to get out. So we really worked hard on getting those going, and they've been very successful. And it's really what part of the Order of the Arrow is about, and what Scouts is about. So not only giving back to BSA, but also giving back to the community. We just felt it was a really good fit, and we needed to work really hard on making that a big part of our chapter. We've done a lot of park cleanup, just because it's outside and parks are big, so we can definitely do social distancing and keep with the the buddy system. And we have worked with the Portland Parks and Rec, and they've been phenomenal, giving us projects whenever and wherever we need. And also Oswego Pioneer Cemetery, they really work with a lot of the troops down in Lake Oswego, and so we did a cleanup there, and that was really fun. Our next one for April is going to be another Portland Parks and Rec doing some trails. I think we're going to do that at Washington Park. So we're trying to also kind of reach, our district is pretty long, from St. Helens all the way down to Lake Oswego. So we're trying to kind of hit the different areas of our district to make sure that it's easier for youth to participate in the projects. I think what especially the chapter chief is doing is phenomenal. I think he has amazing leadership skills, and so I pretty much go by what he wants our chapter to look like, because it is youth-led.
But we just kept on building and started the new tradition of the monthly service projects that got a lot of turnout. They've been very popular. We've been at our cap for all of the ones that we've done, and it's just been, I think it's just been really great. It's nice to see us slowly building back, slowly getting our footing.
Our goal is to continue with the service projects and to just make those very solid. And if we still see a bigger need, then we'll probably maybe add an additional service project a month, and just to work with communities, organizations that might need something like food bank drive. But just to really kind of grow that and to make sure that we see that our chapter meetings and other activities are growing and the youth are getting what they need out of it.
We built connections and relationships there in that small little bit of time, because not only with people, but with nature, itself. Coming from the city, you don't get a chance to shoot BB guns and ride the horses. And even though I take my son fishing, he's caught more salmon than I have. It's still fun to be around other kids that want to learn and have the same questions you do. I think for us, it helped our pack, which was a brand new, never scouted before, a bunch of kids, to see the kids that have been doing it for a couple years, how they move and operate. Even though they're still kids, they still wild out, love to have fun, and they jump all over the place. When it came down to really responding to leadership, responding to the plan that was set for the day, they got to see how the other kids moved and how that helped them have more fun. Because, like, again, if you follow the path, you follow the plan, you not only learn what you need to learn for advancement, because you do a little advancement work at the camp, but you have way more fun. You get to every place you need to on time, then you don't miss on any activities and any instructions. So them seeing other kids, like during the nightly campfire meetings, that was great for them, because they're learning new chants and new songs with these other children that have been doing it for years. So they just listen and they kind of take note. They're like, okay, they build their own cadence to it, and they have fun as they see all the other kids fall in line. So I think the kids, the children teaching one another was the most powerful thing.
Because it's great for the kids, man. It's great for the kids to be out there and be together and doing things, outdoor things, especially when activities are kind of set like that. It's a whole different than just like going out and camping and not knowing really what to do,
It's really good for kids, and it's really fun. Mm-hmm. And it has a lot of things there, like you'll never get bored, honestly.
Right, you'll never get bored.
I spent 35 years in the classroom, which isn't necessarily leadership, but certainly working with adolescents, and there are ways to act and ways not to act in order to be influential and effective. But I also made a choice to be active outside of school in local politics, and I spent nearly 23 years on the local Longview City Council and about 10 and a half years as mayor of this community. And I don't think I would have been able to do any of that if it hadn't been for the work that I did as a kid in Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. And you just get put into positions of leadership and how to resolve conflicts. And so it takes a certain amount of skill and a lot of patience and a willingness to talk things out, work things out. Compromise is important as well. So those have been important for me in the avocations that I've undertaken as an adult.